Hello, inspired leader. Welcome to part two in the Live Empathy series. The I in Live stands for Inquire, which is a nice I word to really signal to us how to ask more questions when we're in an empathy moment. I remember I had a vivid experience of a time when I was really struggling. It was during the pandemic, and I was just not feeling great. And looking back now, I realized the confluence of, I call it the trifecta of parenting, perimenopause, and the pandemic made it for a very challenging time for Diane. And I reached out to a friend and was really struggling at that time with my confidence around my parenting. And I had two experiences. One was an empathy miss, and one was an empathy success. So the empathy miss was when I called a friend, and instead of listening and inquiring about how I was feeling, um, what I needed from her in that conversation, what had I tried already, where was I feeling stuck? None of that. There was no inquiring. There was a lot of advice giving and telling and suggesting what I should do. And this was intended to be helpful. I mean, that friend really cared and wanted to help me, but it just didn't land. The other friend I reached out to had a very skilled empathy approach. And it started with listening, the L that I talked about last week. And then there was a lot of inquiry, like genuine curiosity. Like, how are you feeling right now? I remember that because it was the first time I'd really sat in how am I feeling? And, I know at the time I was not feeling great for a bunch of reasons. So I got to talk about that, what was going on for me, how I was feeling. And there was also inquiry around what did I need in this conversation and what did I need from her? And that was really interesting because I remember saying, I think I just need you to listen. I need to talk this out. She was also very curious about what tools do you already have in your toolbox, Diane, that could support you here. So she inquired around my resourcefulness rather than telling me what she thought I should do in my situation. The inquiry stance, a genuine curiosity around the person you're in a conversation with, it's just profound. It opens people up. It creates really powerful connection. And it helps the person you're talking to who may be in struggle, it helps them reconnect to their own answers, their own resourcefulness. So I think of the I as it starts with inquire and it ends up feeling very inspiring. So the next time you are in a conversation and you recognize that someone is struggling or is looking for a sounding board, looking for support, they'll probably say, can I get your advice? Which is really just a call for, could you be my sounding board? Could you bring some empathy to the table? Bring your inquiry, bring your curiosity, and ask some really beautiful open questions. So LI in the live empathy, listen, and then inquire. All right, have fun changing your conversations with more empathy. We'll see you next week.